Good morning, all students. Welcome this manufacturing, food process technology, and industrial management.
Good morning, sir.
Two batches. Yeah, very good. For today's session, today 12th February 2021. And yesterday, I have outlined what we should go through today. So these are the topics, because still we are preparing the background. So that's why I have prepared these topics for today's discussion. These are just topics only, but you have to learn this. You have to receive the knowledge somehow. And from my side, inputs may be little, but I will give a better scope for you to think about and to learn. Okay. When you learn a subject, there should be a purpose, really. There should be a broader purpose. One thing is, this subject should be useful and also should be workable. Otherwise, there is no use learning technology subjects or whatever. And also, this may help for your lifelong learning. And this should be helpful for you to contribute to the society and all, even for the beneficial for you as well. So that's how you should value a module or a session. So in our case, of course, we have a syllabus. Syllabus is just a guideline only. So within that guideline, we will be moving forward in the best possible ways for you to gain something. Okay, and still these are preparatory sessions to build the foundation. Okay, example last week, the D1. So we mentioned that environmental management and cleaner production as technology, socio-economic, environmental, scientific aspects and all. And this is your job really. So you have recognized it. Yeah, so without having good knowledge of this, you will not be shining in your career. That's a concern really. So having this knowledge, in contrast, you will be shining bright, okay, in the societies, even in your employments. That's all. So still the background preparation. Okay, so I will go one by one. Okay, I will go one by one. TP. I just put TP for you, just for your curiosity. Okay. Even I have I don't know whether I have discussed this or not. Techno-philosophy. It is something related to technology. Okay. But it has some blend of other aspects as well. I'm not going to define what techno-philosophy means, but I just use this word. But when I browse in the websites, we can see people are talking about techno-philosophies, because techno-philosophies brings ideas, also brings creativity and innovation. Okay, and it is really important. It is really important. So as the B2 students, So what you need is mainly not the basic information, but some solid preparation of yourself to move forward. That's why. So techno-philosophy is somewhat important, that try to be philosophical even in terms of technology wise. Okay. So let me share with you one website. Where is that? Yes, I got it. I just noticed this only while I was waiting for you to join the class. So I just browsed and see that the emerging school of philosophy, so of industrial technological civilizations. That's what he mentioned. He or she, whoever contributed for this, but techno philosophy is something very important. Even behind the success story of Steve Jobs, or even this Microsoft or whoever, behind these inventors and entrepreneurs, they have some strong sense of techno philosophy, even though it was not documented or it was not that recognized, but they are techno philosophers in one. So you have to be techno philosophers as well. Okay, you have to be techno philosophers as well. So no matter whether your job, because sometimes you in your job scopes, you may be doing some managerial tasks, sometimes technological tasks, even sometimes maybe different tasks, development tasks, or simple servicing or whatever. This having this philosophy makes you strong. Okay, makes you strong. So that is very important. So it will bring some pride to you and recognize that there is a philosophy behind practicing technologies. And Steve Jobs is a technologist, yeah, techno philosopher, entrepreneur. So everything come out from that. Okay. So I just want to highlight this. So I'm not going to explore this, but if someone can do a presentation on this, someone can do a presentation on this. Later we will assign someone to someone in the class to explore this and present and present. This is very important. This is very important. Okay. Even the visions, technology visions are with the people having techno philosophies. And one way these visions, attitudes, and all together, your personalities, your opinions, your technological knowledge, all together, the blend may be the reflection of the philosophy. Your entrepreneurship, leadership skills, all comes into play. So someone in the class to explore this needs to explore this in present for all of us. Okay, so let me give a simple sense of this. What the techno philosophies can be included. Okay, so that is, so I'm going to give some examples you have never heard, you have unnoticed. Okay, so I will give some tips only today, because everything should be connected with this, then you should feel very good. Yeah, you should value, because only the merely knowing only a technology may not have a good feeling unless you can value it. Example, maybe for your existing industries, you may bringing in new technologies. True, but to feel these technologies to the fullest and to value this, to get some energy to yourself behind this bringing in of new technologies, you have to have some deeper sense of this, maybe related to techno-philosophy. So I'm not going to explain this because this is, I'm not an expert of this, but I have a little sense of this. But you may have a better sense. You are in the industries now. Of course, I was in industries as well for decades, but now I'm in this academic field. So you have to explore this, okay? And maybe I will suggest someone to look for this. And before starting, we have to do something about the attendance. Attendance. Because weekly attendance we have to get. Since there are 3 batches, so I will pass you to provide me the attendance of the class. So I have to appoint one. Okay. So let me see in your team. So yes. So we have Jayatunga is a senior fellow. So Mr. Jayatunga, I think on behalf of the class, to take the weekly the attendance of the class. Very simple. You take the snapshot of the participants and email it. Okay, to take the attendance of the class. Quite simple. Jayatunga පුළුවන් නේද පුතා? Hello?
Also, පුළුවන් sir. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කොයි වෙලාවද sir මේ attendance එක ගන්නවද?
Anytime. It is up to you.
Okay sir, no problem.
ඔයා තමයි decide කරන්න.
Okay.
ඔයා decide කරන්න, be fair to all. Even there can be issues for attending someone, so you consider everything.
Yeah.
And be fair to all and make sure that attendance, as a formality, we have to have something. Because if I'm going to do this, this will be a mess. මං කරන්න ගියොත් එම් අවුල් වෙනවා පුතා. සමහර අයට අසාධාරණකම් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So you are in the team, so you play this role in very reasonable. හරි නේද ඒක?
Okay sir.
Even you may include maybe even the screenshots may be there somehow. You try to maintain that. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise this will be very tough for me because 3 batches. So Mr. Jayatunga is yeah, I think you all know that he's a responsible person, so he can do this in very fair manner. So I hope Mr. Jayatunga will be contacting all the batches and to maintain this. So it's easier for us because at the end of the sessions, we have to sit for the exams, and in that instance, we have to do the eligibility. Yeah. So then this attendance is important. So once someone is compiled that, so I can based on this, okay? So he's very fair, is much fairer than maybe, yeah, he's fairer than me in this case. So let him take the attendance on behalf of all the IM, manufacturing and food process, and please cooperate with Mr. Jayatunga, okay? So that is about the attendance. So that is very important. Yeah. Plus managing attendance. Even in sustainable consumption and production, you can manage this. Mr. Jaitunga, attendance. Okay, good. So I will go to another slide. Okay, so you have to explore techno-philosophy, and someone in the class must explore this and present this case to us. Of course, exploring this is an opportunity for you. Next, I will go for chapter 11. Okay, next I will go for chapter 11. Chapter 11. Chapter 11. So let me share the screen for this case, because this is the final semester. This is the final semester. You should take something very valuable. So let's see. I will take the Google Chrome. So this one, even in the innovation management, I'm sharing this, but this time, since students are here, I'm not going to do this separately for IM. Okay. Please be a little patient. Can you see something? So I take out the topics. Can you see this? You can see some characters. Okay. You can see some characters. And these characters ink on silk manuscript of Tao-Tae Ching, 2nd century BC, 2nd century before Christ. Means this is almost 2200-year-old text. So this says that this is almost 2200-year-old text. This is no job. This is quite old text. Okay. And This text is now being translated into many languages. Okay, this text. Okay. So, this would be the restored one. Okay, this would be the restored one. Okay, it's something like to say restored, but it's restored. Yeah, that is okay. It's a good word. Okay. And this is a philosophy book, a book of philosophy. Actually, from this book, you can learn many things. Even there are managerial lessons. Yeah. There are managerial lessons. Because there are managerial lessons. Example, of course, in our jobs, maybe as managers, as technologists, we are doing a very good job, very good contribution. That's true. But don't think that even though you are very good, what you are delivering is maybe 10% of your potential. Okay, maybe 10% of your potential. Balance 90% still within you. Okay, if I explain that in Sinhalese, Dal, excuse me, even I think everyone can understand maybe. Since it is important, I'm sharing this. අපි රැකියාවල කොච්චර මහන්සි වෙලා උපරිමය කිරුවා. We can හොඳ වැඩක් කරනවා. We are proud of that. But the potential within you, relative to your potential, your output may be only 10%. Like an engine efficiency. You know, in automobile engine, efficiency is below 30%, no matter how good your engine is. Of course, the 70%, somehow the potential, it is not possible for, until now it's not possible to unleash that, but now we have hybrid solutions and all true. But not like that. Here we have only 10% we are delivering and we feel that it is 100%. Not so. 90% hidden within you. So that's why. So how to bring this 90% out? If that potential, if you can uncover, because already within you, I'm very sure, if you can uncover that 90%, see how smart and how wise you are. You can have a wonderful, happy contribution to your organizations with much more extra capacities with lesser effect and lesser effort and much better, smarter ways. It is within you. So I think techno-philosophy is one of the areas you should explore to uncover this 90%. Yeah, uncover this 90%. Even your communication skills may be better, your opinions, your attitudes, whatever. You have to gradually improve this. Your now 100% become 10%. Later your 100% will be 20%. At least if you can double this, it is very good. It is not about hard work. Okay, it is not about hard work. I am telling you, it is not about hard work. So if I put this as a text, this way, your potential versus outcomes. Okay, the potential versus outcomes. So now your outcome possibly you are yet to produce the fullest potential based outcomes. You are yet to produce the fullest potential based outcomes. Okay, fullest potential based. Just put here. The maximum potential. Fullest potential based outcomes. Now your outcome, of course, 100%. Potential utilized, maybe 10%. Potential utilized, 10%. Okay. So this is the situation. So if you can make this, your outcome, because your outcome is a single word, yeah? Means so output, okay, outcome or output or results, okay, or contribution, whatever, 100%. And if your potential utilized, if this can be brought up to 20%, okay, this is wonderful. Then slowly, yeah, you can have this to 30%. Likewise, 40%. This is, you have never thought of this, but this is the situation. So now 10% bringing to even 40% may be great. Actually, when you bring this to 20% from existing, yeah, you will see more capacities. So you all have to explore this, okay? You all have to explore this. Why? Question why. It is very important. Your potential improvement is for you. Yes. This is for the sake of you. We have no directions, but we all have to explore this. Yeah. For the sake of you. And also for the others. Okay. So that is very important. And this chapter 11, like examples, this techno-philosophies may helps those. Huh? Yeah. So I'm going for chapter, yeah, let's say. So let me look into this. Let's see. Further on what Tao-Tae Ching means. Okay. What Tao-Tae Ching means. So some people even study this philosophy for their PhDs or for their philosophical studies. Okay. Now there are translations. Okay. Now there are translations. Let's say I'm going to ah, 111 pages English. So let me download this. So PDF drive is a very it's a very great website. They are helping us to have PDF. I will download this. This is the first time I'm seeing this. This way of the text. So you can learn this. Can you say this 11? This is chapter 11. Okay. This is chapter 11. Yes, this is what I mentioned as chapter 11. Okay. So let me take this. Chapter 11. I think immediately you should download this. Huh? There can be different translations. Okay. So there can be different translations. There can be different translations, but so we found this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And here I will put one text. So both are good. So let me read you one by one. Okay. It's okay, spend time for this. 30 spokes, the right one. You have a look. 30 spokes united around one hub to make a wheel. Okay. This is over 2,200 back, right? Right says 30 spokes unite around one hub to make a wheel. Let's say bicycle wheel, normal push bicycle wheel or wheel of a cart. Okay. Left says 30 spokes round one hub. Okay. Employ the round one hub. Okay. 30 spokes unite around one hub to make a wheel. The next says it is the presence of the empty space that gives the function of a vehicle. Left says employing the nothing inside and you can use a cart. Right one says clay is molded into a vessel. It is the empty space that gives the function of a vessel. Left says, this is a new word to me, need the clay to make a pot. Employ the nothing inside and you can use a pot. Right says, doors and windows are chiseled out to make a room. Left says, cut out doors and windows. Employ the nothing inside and you can use a room. Okay, and the right says, it's the empty space in the room that gives its function. So finally this says, therefore something substantial can be beneficial while the emptiness of void is what can be utilized. So while the emptiness of void is what can be utilized. So see how beneficial seeing the emptiness. So left says what is achieved is something by employing nothing it can be used. Okay, but you have to relate this. So this is about space, empty space. Okay, and this is about the emptiness of void. Okay, is what can be utilized. Yes, I cannot make these letters any more bigger. Okay, empty space in the room, that gives its function. Okay, function. Okay. That gives its function. So I took this as a reference. Okay, I took this as a reference. Okay, to start our discussion. Using of empty space. Yes. Example. I think you all have a ballpoint pen, maybe here on your table. You may be using ballpoint or a pen. Let's say here. So, if you take the clip, what's inside clip? What's inside clip, Menaka? It is nothing. Okay, and also there is a piece to clip this to the shirt. Within that, what is there? A gap, empty space. Yeah. If you take the carbon stick out, you may have 2-3 pieces. What's inside? Nothing. In the carbon stick, if no carbon, what's inside? Empty space. And even there is carbon in the carbon stick, empty space is still applicable, and that is being utilized. And when you move the pen over the paper, we call ballpoint because there is a ballpoint rolling over the paper, and somehow there is a gap in this fixation. Then through this gap, ink is coming and put on the paper as letters, drawings, or whatever. So did you notice that in this design of ballpoint pen, it is a careful crafting of empty space or utilizing of empty space for functionality. Ballpoint pen example. Ballpoint pen example. Okay, so you have to have this sense. So if you are a designer, even a fabric, okay, of course, the gaps or it is not the fabric, the yarn, but maybe the space within that fabric has a functionality. The space, the empty space, okay, within the fabric may have the functionality. I don't know this one. what you mean on this. Okay. Even a mask, nowadays we are using masks. You can see that empty space within the mask play a very important role. Okay. Even designing a water bottle. What's a water bottle? Designing a water bottle. Just to pour water. So you can see that functionality of water bottle is mainly with the space. For water storage tank. The empty space is there. That is to be utilized. So if a designer or a developer or a user, if he or she cannot see this empty space, she cannot be that good in design. Yeah. Empty space. How can you see the empty space? Can you see the emptiness from your normal eyes? No. Okay. You have to use your brain and mind to see the empty space. Probably techno-philosophies, that's why. Okay. So many things. In refrigeration, I know that some are doing with refrigerations. You may have evaporators, condensers, and all components. All the components in the design, what is there? Empty space to accommodate some substance, let's say working fluid or what. Even compression, the piston cylinder, the design, you are crafting an empty space. Even house design, room design, architecture, whatever. Okay. Whatever you are seeing, what? The empty space. Okay. Ship, container ship, aircraft. Okay. Even a rice cooker, kettle. So what do you say? You are really crafting a space to make use for a function. So if you have this feeling, you will not come out the proper solution. Sometimes you may design a rice cooker, but you have no idea about the interspace. When you have that, the other hidden things will come out. So this is the first thread for you to draw out. So empty space is the first thread. First thread to draw out for all the innovative solutions. Believe me. Even in the medical fields, let's say the heart pumps blood vessels. Yes. Blocked means the emptiness is reduced. Sometimes artillery blockages. See, you cannot manage the empty space, you have issues. Even in the heart. So it's pumping machine. So there is a space, maybe somehow there are 4 cavities or whatever, you can see the space. So this space and matter together you should consider. So this seeing the empty space is very important. Even for food students, let's say, if you are talking about food processors, sometimes you boil the food Let's say rice boiling rice. In boiling rice, if you don't see the empty space in the rice when you are boiling, okay, you cannot have innovative solutions. Very simple. Okay. And to design a rice cooker, empty space is not only on the rice cooker but in rice during boiling. You should understand this as well. So quite wonderful, this one. So these are something like related to techno-philosophies. So I recommend you to. So this is one way you are seeing this, one aspect. There can be many aspects of this text. So I can see this chapter 11. If you think of technology point of view, this is one of the great pieces that no one came out. Okay. Lucky that we have noticed this somehow. Yeah, that is very good. Yeah. So techno-philosophies. And there can be some other meanings for this. There can be some other meanings. Example, 30 spokes united around one hub to make a whale. When in Sri Lanka, I think constitution, cabinet ministers are limited to 30. So once I came to know this, I connect this to this 30 spokes. So there can be some hidden connection. 30 may be random, I don't know, but in this 2200 odd text, let's say if Prime Minister is the hub, the cabinet ministers are the 30 spokes. And of course, the whale, maybe the government or whatever you can see. How this can be spun very well. Yeah. So within the spokes, what's there? Nothing. Okay. That's why empty space very important. Even to understand your brain, your mind, if your mind relaxed, it is good. So team working is about the 30 spokes. Empty space is very important, recognizing this. Okay, recognizing this is very important. Even sometimes you format your hard disks or your pen drives. You are making it empty somehow, and you have a new beginning of that. So this is very important. So value the empty space. Even automobile design inside interior, architectural, empty space. That's right. So if you have this classy sense of empty space, one way you can be an architect, one way you can be a craftsman, one way you can be a technologist, one way you can be a scientist. You can bring the best ideas out of this. There are so many techno-philosophical sessions, but I'm not going to share all because this takes some time. So this is one of the very important things. So this is chapter 11. Okay. So you add this to your techno-philosophical strength. This is very important. Okay. Those designers may feel the value of this. Even some they are doing refrigeration, they know that. If the empty space is there limited, not up to the required in refrigeration systems, you cannot take the performance. Empty space in the big vehicle, if you have a small engine, means the engine, the empty space is not enough to bring that power. Okay. So again, you can think of this. You can relate this. Yes. Empty space is more valued. Yes. Even in meditation. Yeah. You are unloading a lot. Okay. You are unloading a lot to the fullest. Yeah. So there are so many aspects, But this is the technological aspects for you to think. Okay. So do you think you can connect this to environmental management and cleaner production? Even I can post a question for you. Understanding empty space for environment management and cleaner production. I just put this one. Yes. So those who don't see the empty space also they will come up with solution. But when you have this ability to see in the space එක S දෙකට පේන්නේ තියෙනවානේ. So this can be a good topic. Yes, this can be a good topic. Innovations in solving, because innovations means, of course, you have to have, because in the existing approaches, garbage is a problem. So when you have new approaches, those are innovations. New strategies, new means the novelty is there, so the innovation, all are innovations. Solving the garbage problem in Colombo City areas. In my gut feeling, the one who or she has this capacity of seeing the space will be crafting a good solution. Okay? So this is very good. Okay? So even you can think of this. The Colombo City areas, not only that, even in our household waste problems, space is a concern. Okay, space is a concern. Okay, actually, space is the concern. That's why the garbage problem came. Because even in the villages, no waste issues other than plastics and all. Because Colombo garbage, mostly the food wastes and this bio wastes, mostly. Yeah. So other than plastics you can trade, but the waste, this one, because of the space issues again. Okay, so you can see space, understanding empty space for environmental management and clean production. This may be important, not to say maybe, but this is extremely important. So by default means naturally you should be able to have this sense of space. Okay, good. Even in the semiconductor devices in your phones, we talk about nanotechnologies, and also these are to do with space. Compactness means to do something with the space. Okay, that's all about this chapter 11, the lesson we have learned in our way. Okay, in our way. We, out of this lesson, we got something for with our view. Okay, technological view, and there can be other views of this as well. Great views of this. There can be. So you have to look into those. Okay, so try to go through this chapter 11. There can be different translations. So go for a convenient one. Okay. That is very good. And this translation of PDF looks like the original word-to-word translation. These all are very good lessons. Okay. There are managerial lessons also. That you can go through this. Yes, wonderful. And this one, no words to say the value of this. That's why. So when it comes to the technology studies, this blend is very important. This blend, extremely important. Okay. We cannot have pure technologies, no such thing. Okay. So chapter 11 is done. Okay. So today topics. Because these are the background preparations. We have to go for this. Then comes the steam. Then comes the steam. So take this steam. You look so silent. I don't know whether you can hear or not. Steaming. Even steaming, I got students presentation for last time, environmental management and clean production. Okay. Steaming. So for this one, I will come with an example maybe. Okay. Let's say. තන තේරෙනවද? I will take two cases. Discipline. So we will discuss this case. Yes. All these creations are very beautiful. Okay. Very beautiful. Let's say. Means creative. Okay. Creative. Beautiful. Beautiful means you can say it is certain artistic. Artistic. Even if you take nowadays home appliance. Home appliances. See home appliances. It is so artistic, so beautiful. So some says here the ergonomics, but this is more than ergonomics. Yeah. Ergonomics also coming, and that is also related to ergonomics. Anyway, I'll leave it. Ergonomics. Let's say. Ergonomics has so many aspects. Okay. And you can see all this are reliable. Okay, reliable. Reliably constructed. Okay, reliable. Reliable. Products. And equipments. Okay, and all are manufactured. Okay, equipment. Yeah. So advanced technologies, let's say. Okay. And not to say technology, even science and technology. Yes, and when it comes to manufacturing, of course, other than science and technology, to realize this, you need engineering. Okay. So now we can see even biomedical engineers, IT engineers, chemical engineers, and all. And future, even there can be food engineers, you believe me. Okay. Engineering, maybe food, under related to food, there can be food engineers as well in future. Now we have only food technologists, because engineering is one of the aspects to make these things realized in mass scales, or even in smaller scales. You have to have engineering. Okay, so it's beautiful. And here you have to have some analysis as well. There are some mathematics also included here. Maths. Okay, mathematics. So not only for this, even for a simple one. This is a cement block. Okay, this is cement block. Even here also, see, you can see maths. Engineering is there. Okay, engineering. So these are, by right, this should be an engineering brick, I don't know. And the technology, science, all are here. So science, you know this, of course. But let me share what I especially mentioned this. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths. This, all the five aspects, the blend of this, the mix of this is extremely important for the success of solutions. The blend of the science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths. Okay, the blend of two is extremely important to bring, how to say, successful solutions. This is very important, okay, to bring successful solutions. If something is missing, that solution is not complete, means you have to go for further improvements. You don't have the jump start. So that's why we call the steaming. You know this very well, but it's my duty to mention this. So steaming is extremely important. So you as managers, technologists and all, what to do with steaming? Actually, you have to manage this. You have to manage steam. Manage. This is very important. Okay, manage steam. So that's why this is extremely important. So in all the environmental problems, if we need to look for solutions, it is just managing steam. Even for environmental management and cleaner production. So you are in the field, almost all the B2 students. So you feel that this is very important, managing steam. So that is extremely important. Okay, manage steam. Or some may have a problem that what to do with steaming. You have to manage this. So you may need teamwork. And finally, your solutions are innovations for sure. Okay. So still we are going for background preparations. So this is related to that basics. Okay. Same like techno-philosophies. Seeing the space. Okay. Managing steaming is very important. Okay. Managing steaming is very important. Yes. So these things, we have learned only two things, steaming, three things, steaming, then firstly the techno-philosophies, then the seeing the space and the steaming. So you can immediately think of utilizing those. Okay. So lesson for sustainability, I will leave it for the moment because we have only 10-15 minutes. That's why. So I will take the other one because sustainability lesson, we don't have enough time. PM. Okay. So what is PM here? What is PM? Here. In our case today, can anyone can guess PM? Can anyone can guess PM? Okay. Can anyone can guess PM? Yes. Particulate matter. Oh, in a simple wordings, this is small particles. Small particles. Okay. Particulate matter. So this has a direct connection with environmental management and clean production. So and clean production. So this is a direct piece of knowledge. So even though we are learning the background, we have to learn something about the subject matter as well. So PM, particulate matter. So you can explore further about this. So when it comes to PM, there are famous PM2.5 and PM10. Okay, so those are the famous in industries and also in the commercial, yes, aspects. This PM2.5 and PM10 are important considerations. Okay, PM2.5 and PM10 are important considerations. Okay, so this particulate matter, we are talking this in relation to pollutions. Pollutions due to this. So these particles can be solid particles or even liquid droplets found in the air. So this is related to air pollutions. So dust, dirt, soot means smokes, soot or smoke. Okay. The black smokes generally soot. Smokes, these are emissions. So these are the particulate matters. Yes. So some can be seen, but some cannot be seen. Okay. Some cannot be seen. So corona. Also there are PM sizes cannot be seen. So we don't know where the corona this lies. Okay. So we will see how we can further have some little info on this. Okay, 9:56 is the time. So let me move forward a bit. As I mentioned you, PM, the famous PM10 and PM2.5. So 10 microns or smaller, those can go to your body when you inhale. So diameters that are generally 10 microns or less. Later we will see what 10 micron means. I will explain from this. Okay, so put it here at the side. So PM2.5 means 2.5 microns and smaller particles, very fine. Okay, or inhalable naturally, and this goes to bloodstreams. PM2.5. That's why PM2.5 has more risks. So 2.5 micron. Of course, how small is 2.5 micrometers? Microns means micrometer. If you think of a single hair from your head, a single hair from your head. So based on this, you can compare. So hair diameter is around 70 micrometers. So 70 micrometer, the size of the hair. So 2.5 micrometers means, yes, 2.5 times 30, almost 75. You can see here, 2.5 times 30 is almost, okay, almost 70. That's why. So your hair is 30 times larger than the fine particle of 2.5 microns. So 1/70th of hair size is PM2.5. So you cannot say these particles. Okay? You cannot say these particles. We have 1 minute plus maybe, no, we have 6 minutes. Eh? Yeah. So my computer time is a bit faster. So 70, that's why. So the 30 times large. But hair diameter is 30 times larger than 2.5. So this is hair diameter. Micron diameter times 30 is 70, means this is hair diameter. Okay? So very fine particles. Okay? So that's how you can have idea about the sizes. So PM10 also you can have similar one. So 7 times of PM10 is equivalent to hair diameter. Okay, 7 times. PM particle sizes you can see. Yeah. So human hair 50 to 70. This is PM10. So 2.5 times 5 is 10. So in PM10 you can have 5 of 2.5. Okay. And in hair, human hair, you can have 70 of 2.5. Sorry, 30 of 2.5, 7 of PM10. So fine beach sand is 90 microns, very fine ones. Okay. So these are some particle sizes. Okay. Particle sizes. So why we are learning about this? Okay. Why we are learning about the particle sizes? So if you have no idea of this, okay, if you have no idea of this, so how can we talk about air pollutions? We have no sense. That's why. So sources of fine particles or particulate matter. sources. May come up as hundreds of different chemicals. Yes. So directly from the sources like construction sites, unpaved roads, fields, smokestacks or fires. So you can see all are chemical compounds, mostly man-made. Just fine particle emissions in the air, okay, that pollutes air, mostly from these industries. Okay, and here some scientific aspects. See, most particles form in the atmosphere as a result of complex reactions of chemicals such as sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide. We call SOx and NOx. Okay, SOx, NOx, coming from combustion and from the industries. Okay, power plants, industries, automobiles, this emits. Okay, so you can notice that this air pollution is a big issue. Okay, air pollution is a big issue. And I'm going to put one slide here, but I'm not going to discuss this at this time. Okay, because in many industrial pollutions, you can see, in many industrial pollutions, this volatile organic compounds, okay, VOCs. So these are the another PM sources. VOC are the substances from manufacturing, like paints, pharmaceuticals. You can see a lot of VOC emissions, but let me take refrigerant. Yeah, in the, how to say, in modern day refrigerants, there can be VOCs. Okay, printing, pharmaceutical, painting, petrochemicals, those are VOC emissions are there. So the best example you experience will be when you yeah, let's say when you get into a car, you feel a smell. You say it is feel good smell, car new smell. But those are VOCs. If you take a toy, you feel some fresh smell. That is again VOC, volatile organic compounds. If you paint something afresh, you have a fresh smell. That fresh smell is volatile organic compounds. But we have no idea how toxic are they. Even, let's say, if you take a new book, when you unwrap it, book or parcel maybe, you will have a smell, fresh smell. But that is also VOC. Daily or weekly newspaper, when you first open it up, you have a freshness, the fresh smell sense. What is that? Again, VOC. Okay. So, in new furniture, when you bring in, you have this smell of newness. What is that? Again, VOC. But in fact, fabrics, I don't believe, because there should not be VOC. But if you take some clothes to laundry, and when you bring back after dry cleaning or whatever washing, you have another laundry smell, feel fresh, but again VOC. So even on the roads, behind smokes, most of the smells are from VOC. If you go nearby, sometimes this, how to say, near the printing presses and or printing press, you have the smell. Sometimes your printer, you feel the smell, either ozone or VOC. So you can see that kind of, you can see that kind of smells. So all are VOCs. So it is quite common. Okay, it is quite common, and the risk is this VOC is coming under PM2.5. Okay, those are molecules. Then those goes to lungs when you breathe it. Smell means you already, this particle goes in. Then through the bloodstreams, this goes to liver. The issue is liver doesn't recognize VOC as toxins. That is the case. So liver cannot detoxify this VOC, and VOC remains in the liver. Okay, VOC remains in the liver, and this can cause lot of sicknesses. Liver being one of the biggest organ, it has some certain endurance, but anyway, liver can be damaged because of VOC. Sometimes this frying oil also have VOCs. Even from the rice fields, there can be this VOC emissions, like VOC emissions possible. But man made this VOC. Sometimes in houses, in-house is more than outside the VOCs. So you have to be watchful on this. And this air pollutions, we have to have a knowledge. Without this knowledge, you cannot have a good approach for environmental management and clean production. So even in carpeting the roads, if you pass by, you have a very strong smell. That is a huge dose of VOC. Carpeting. When they lay the carpet, you can have a very strong smell that cannot be it's not bearable. That is a full dose of VOC. So people should avoid those. Okay, because environmental management, one of the aspect is human health. Okay, there are other VOC maybe for other aspects, there may be other issues as well, but for human health, VOC is an issue. Okay. So before winding up today, yes, PM 2.5 versus N95. Actually, N95, you know this already, N95 masks. is for PM2.5. So N95 is the mass rating. Yeah. So PM2.5 refers to particle size, so particulate matter or pollution particles, that those are suspended in the air. So for PM2.5, the solution is only with varying N95. Okay. So that's why. So when it comes to air pollutions, somehow for the personal protection, filters are very important. So before Corona, people used just only the clothes. The filters made or the masks made out of clothes, that is no use for PM2.5 and even for PM10. So you have brands, local different brands, but if not N95, it has no use. So particle sizes. If this is 10 microns, blood cells 7 microns, PM2.5 smaller than this. That's why this can go to blood. 0.5. So bacteria 0.5 microns. Okay. Coronavirus 0.1 micron. Yeah. So likewise, you can see the sizes. So even for the coronavirus, there are, okay, there is a chance of using N95 to filter certain amount, but not to the fullest maybe. So this is the situation, so filtration part. So I think I have to stop the class now as it is 10:15. I have 10:30 another class. So if possible, so we will try to meet at least before 8:05 or 8:10 should be good. So today let me summarize the things. Let me summarize the things. So if I summarize the things, the first thing came out is this TP, Techno-philosophy, chapter 11. We just covered steaming. We have covered steaming. Okay. Yes, we have covered steaming. And lesson for sustainability, we could cover it. PM 2.5, we just did it. And of course, there is, I mentioned one article there. I just mentioned one article. Just mentioned one article. Today, Daily Mirror article, maybe I will discuss this in the next session. This is about air pollutions. So still we are preparing the background for the subject. Okay, so we missed this, but anyway, it's okay. So later, you will get assignments from chapter 11, TPs. Steaming, I will share one presentation done by some students from IM. Steaming, that is very important. And PMs. PM, I think nothing much about the presentation, but later for air pollution, we will have some presentations from your side. Okay, so I will assign this in the coming weeks. So these assignments will be counted for continuous assessment, but it is more than that, because this will bring a value of a very good knowledge for you, really. So that's also before winding up. Any questions, Vidana? So Mr. Jayatunga is supposed to take the attendance and pass to me. So not immediately, but please send it to me. So any more questions? So any more questions? So I will email about the steaming presentation done by one IM student. That is very important. Chapter 11 you are supposed to do. So TP, Techno-philosophy is you're supposed to do. So let me assign some forms. Okay, that's why I need the groups. 5 groups from each batch from food, manufacturing, and IM. So I think in the first day I mentioned to you because I have to assign some tasks for you, actually for you. And I believe today things are useful for you and it will be helpful. So air pollution consider part of the subject matter, so we will look into this in the coming days. Okay. So thanks and take care all of you. Any questions before stopping? So that's all. Bye then, Putana. Bye. Take care all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.